Good evening. Welcome back to this segment of the Glazov Gang, our second segment. And in this segment, we are discussing the Democratic National Convention. But before we do that, during our break, Dwight Schultz said that he was on the brink of tears during Condoleezza Rice's speech during the RNC. Is this true?
Yes, it is true.
Tell us why.
Well, my daughter was in Afghanistan. She just came back, so she's serving. And
thank you.
And no, thank her. Condoleezza Rice was class personified. She stood there, and from her heart, I'm sure she's given the speech or something like it before, but she clarified everything that's missing in this administration without saying it. That where is the United States? We have to lead. There has to be a stand taken. You have to know where this great country is in the world for it to matter. And what has happened, of course, and this is something that I think many who are watching this carefully feel, that this president has specifically attempted to remove the United States from the world stage and to minimize its effect on the world. When now think about this. He tonight said, "Oh, this is one of the greatest countries in the world." Just a few short years ago, he said, "This is not an exceptional country."
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and then he wouldn't wear the flag.
And his wife never felt proud of the country.
Exactly, and he wouldn't wear the flag because he said, "I'm not proud of this country, so I'm not going to wear the flag."
And America's not exceptional.
And we have to remember that it's what they say, it's what you say when you don't know that people are watching.
Right.
Really, that matters. This guy has done a lot of damage, but I cried because she was exactly what I wanted. She said the kinds of things that we need to have from the leader of the United States.
Sacred truth spoken,
yes.
And somewhere revealing the tragedy that's happening right before our eyes
yes.
right now in terms of a president killing this country and our role in the world. Leon, do you share Dwight's sentiments?
Yes, absolutely. I knew that Condoleezza Rice is a great thinker, a great person, etc., but I never witnessed that. Mm-hmm. And suddenly I saw a person whom I would give my vote immediately to be in any position in the government. I would hire her immediately.
Before we move to the intellectual Tommi Trudeau, Dwight and Leon, should Romney have taken Condi as his VP?
No, that's hard to say because I don't think she wanted.
It's a different question.
Yeah.
Different question?
Yeah.
Tommi, your thoughts on the speech and on these gentlemen's feelings about it?
Well, was Condi inspiring? Absolutely. But it comes down to this. Okay, you watched the RNC convention. You're probably watching the DNC convention. It's time to turn off your damn television. The time for talk is over. It's time to act. If you don't do something right now, you're going to lose your country. I was lucky enough to grow up under freedom. I was lucky enough to have a free market where I succeeded. I lost everything too, but because of our freedom, I was able to bounce back. I ended up in LA with $5 in my pocket. If this was a socialist system, I'd still be on welfare. I was able to come back.
Tommi.
The time for talk is over. You need to act now, or you will lose your country.
Tommi, may I inquire as to what party you have been affiliated with over the years?
For 20 years, I've been a registered Democrat.
May I, but in general, you're experiencing a little bit of a transition, I sense from your words?
Thanks to our current administration, I am, I don't know what to say. You failed me. You have absolutely failed me.
Tommi, were you influenced by a book called United in Hate by any chance?
That was a good book.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a very good book.
Gentlemen, God was taken out of the Democratic Party's platform. Support for Jerusalem taken out. The mentioning of Hamas not being recognized, taken out, which means an opening to Hamas. All kinds of pro-Israeli language taken out. Then all of a sudden they try to reinsert it. Mm-hmm. And when they announce they're reinserting that, including God, people are booing. Look, I understand that the Democratic Party can only have one God. There's only room for one God. So I guess they had to remove the heavenly God because I think they consider Obama their
That's
God.
what they did in the Soviet Union.
But when delegates are booing that God is being reinserted, also this betrayal of Israel, now they're putting it back in. I think that this is just a disgrace, that there's even confusion about these things. What did this tell us, Leon?
First of all, you nailed first paragraph, because when they're building one God, there's no competition, and they are building a God for us, Barack Obama. Number two, and as I said, in the Soviet Union, in China, in every other socialist country, they prosecuted people who believed in God. And they prosecuted God and took God out of our lives. My parents, in order to be, married by a religious ceremony, had to escape at night, go to a synagogue, in St. Petersburg, Leningrad, and be married at night in secret.
Mm-hmm. Dwight, your thoughts about the betrayal of Jerusalem and also this attempt to take God out of the platform, and now this pathetic attempt to put it back in, and just the whole thing.
One of the most, let me just say this, one of the most important things that occurred happened just outside of the convention. The head of the Democratic National Committee, unfortunately she has my last name, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She told a lie.
The native Indian.
Yeah, yes. She told a lie in Florida, but she's trying to get Jewish votes. So she lied to them. But the way she did it is telling, and something that everybody should take note. She mentioned Ambassador Michael Oren, and she lied about something. It's a calumny, what she said.
Right.
She said that Oren said Republicans, their policies vis-a-vis Israel are dangerous for Israel. Oren immediately came out and said it's a lie. Mm-hmm. She was quoted by...
oh, sorry, I got confused.
Who's
the one that's pretending that she's a native Indian again? It's,
no, it's from Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah,
that's
Warren.
from Warren.
Warren. That's right, I apologize.
But anyway, the Washington Examiner had recorded her. So the Washington Examiner played the audio, and she said exactly what the Washington Examiner said she said.
Yes.
But she said, oh, they misquoted me.
Right.
They misquoted me because they're a conservative newspaper. So she lied twice. And then when she was asked, well, will you apologize for having accused the reporter of misquoting you? She said no. And then you move on to the convention, where Jerusalem has been removed, support for Israel has been removed, God has been removed. It's all part of the same thing.
Yes.
Lies don't matter.
And it was incredible when Piers Morgan was asking her about it, the way that she wouldn't even answer his questions directly. She's repeatedly lying.
This is the head of the National Democratic Committee.
Do you know that we just gave $167 million to Hamas?
Yes.
Against the will of the Congress.
Tommi, your thoughts on the DNC?
Isn't it ironic that the Republicans are watching the convention and the 20-year Democrat can't stand to listen to them anymore? And I'll tell you where you lost me. Wasn't it Anita Dunn? Wasn't it that idiot who said her hero was Mao Zedong?
Mao, yeah.
You convinced me on all this hope and change, and I vote for you thinking you're going to love this country and you're going to be for Americans, and then one of your senior people gets up and tells me how her hero's Mao Zedong? You lost me way back then. Isn't that interesting? 20-year Democrat. I can't stand to hear that stupid convention. I don't even listen to it. The Republicans are listening to it. I can't stand to turn it on.
I have a very practical reason.
So you've been... you're disappointed in Obama.
Disillusioned, disappointed.
There's a book called The God That Failed, right? Yeah. Leon?
I have a very practical reason to watch the convention, because I once, many years ago, gave $100 to Bill Clinton, and I want to get it back.
And also, I had a mental lapse. It was Warren that's pretending that Elizabeth Warren pretended she was a native Indian. And it's very interesting that delegates, native Indians, wanted to meet with her, and she didn't even meet with them during this.
And tonight, John Kerry, giving, as someone called it, his audition for Secretary of State, talked about treating the troops properly when they come home. This is a guy who came back and accused American soldiers of murder.
And lied.
And lied about it.
Gentlemen, we got to go. In terms of how inspired you are, and we're on the brink of tears emotionally watching the Democratic National Convention, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited you were?
Me?
Yeah.
I sorry slept.
1 to 10.
2.
Dwight?
I can't give it a number.
Tommy?
I'm not a good sheep, so instead of watching your stupid convention, I was riding my Harley Davidson.
Tommy, you should start saying what
Yeah.
you really feel. Join us tomorrow night for the third segment of the Glazov Gang.